August 2nd, 2030. Feel like I'm getting to know you, maybe a little bit. Given I don't actually know any information about you. All I know is that you're still here. You're still reading. You're still interested in me. Perhaps we are like, maybe you're like me, an outcast. Anyway, I should tell you about my day. I mean, that's probably why you're here. Right? You watched the Horizon, the Alien, all these space movies, and you want to know if space is as cool as you think it is. I already told you it's fucking boring, but let me show you why. I wake up, strapped in my capsule. We sleep standing up, we're floating up. Um, might be better. I thought of Roxanne rushes through my mind before disappearing. I unstrap myself, trying to shake off the grogginess and open the door, drifting off out into the hallway. I float down the empty and quiet hull of the ship, grabbing onto the wall to move forward. I remember when I first got here, how hard it was to make my way through the ship. There seemed to grasp it quick, while I kept hitting my head on the ceiling. But after several bruises and bumps, I somehow managed to figure it out. Further down the hallway, I moved until I reached the eating area entrance, floating into the bare-looking room where one table is bolted to the floor, with cabinets lining the back wall. I moved towards one cupboard and opened it, revealing a collection of food packets. Sealed bags of food were stored within a container, which I quickly opened, retrieved one food packet, and closed it, all in the span of a few seconds. After that, I move over to the table and sit in one of the seats, or at least try to. But it's hard when you're weightless. I just sort of float here, really. Once it gets sort of comfortable, I open the packet and pick out a few pieces of egg/bacon like material. It's not the best. To be fair, it's astronaut food, which is a step below airplane food. For the most part, I try to eat as fast as possible, mainly because I don't want to linger here any longer than I have to. This is a place where there is the most chance of social interactions, or at least favorite kind of interactions. So try to eat. I'm worried that Kay is going to show up, sit down to stare at me. And they won't be nice stares. They'll be the kind of stares to say, "You're a fucking waste of space." On the other hand, Lucas wouldn't be as bad. He's just quiet, although I'm sure he's thinking the same stuff as Kate. Then there's Captain Steve. I don't even know where to start with this dude. If there was a space fan club, he would be the president, vice president, somehow the chairman. Literally every time I come across him, he'll say to me, "You know what I love about space?" Of course, I have to ask him, "What's that?" Because of nice manners and stupid societal conventions. Then I get to hear a 10-minute, could be 1 minute, but it feels like 10, story about why space is awesome on that day. Try to hurry up so we get out of the room, but it's too late. Another shitty thing about space is you can't really hear footsteps. Morning, Matto, Captain Steve says in the doorway, smiling at me. Yeah, I don't like the Addo either. I'll have to add that to the list of shitty things of space. You know what I love about space, Matto? Captain Steve says as he moves towards the cabinets. Told you so. What's that? I asked. Swallowing my food and some of my pride. Ah, I was on the bridge a few hours ago and I saw a star in the distance. Appeared to be reaching the end of his life, which is tragic. But the colors it was giving off, magical. Captain Steve retrieves a packet from the cupboard, sits down on the table. He rips the packet open and takes a few pieces of dried oatmeal out of the bag. For a moment, he's quiet as he eats his food, allowing me a chance to look him over. Short brown hair frames his head, and his eyes have a bit of crow's feet. He's a bit older, possibly in his 40s, with a bit of a gut. Though for his age, he looks fairly in shape. Try to think of something to say in reply. Can't let them do all the work in this conversation. Don't you think that's magical? Meadow asked, peering directly at me. Yeah, it's magical, right? Right, yes. Captain C returns to his food, casting a look at me. Did I weird him out? Matt, can I ask you a question? Captain C is asked, staring at me. Shit, he knows, doesn't he? He knows I don't like space. Right? Yeah. Answer back. Notice in our conversations that you don't tell me anything you've seen out here. But I'm willing to bet there have been several. So what have been the most impactful things that you've seen out here? Captain Steve stares at me again. His food forgotten for the moment. Out there? I mean, the shooting stars I've seen out there are fairly interesting. Wouldn't mind seeing a black hole, though. I feel like that would be, I say, hoping it's enough to satisfy him. It would be, yes. Dangerous, but cool. Captain Steve says, giving himself a slight break to eat some more oatmeal. You know what we're doing out here is heroic. We're all heroes for doing this. Captain Steve says, no trace of sarcasm in his voice. Heroes? How? I ask, and then instantly regret it. Thank you very much, intrusive thoughts. How? What do you mean, Matt? I mean, I break eye contact with Captain Steve, trying to think of something. Shit. What do I say? Isn't this our duty? So that by extension, they're not really heroes, we're just doing their duty, I say, hoping that sounds smart enough to be past Captain Steve. Yeah, but those who carry out duties can still be heroes. At Captain Steve eats a few more pieces of oatmeal. I agree. I offer and finish the last bits of my food. I just want to get out of here. Begin to think of next line. Some way of getting away from this guy and this fucking rogues and duty. My apologies, Captain, but I must be going. However, as the table remains my breakfast in hand. It's quite all right. We'll return to this conversation again, I'm sure. Captain Steve smiles at me as I place the leftover garbage in the garbage chute. The vacuum takes it away and disappears into I don't know where. Space, I think. Fuck. Is there gonna be a part two to that conversation? Barely survived the first one. Think to myself as I exit the room.